All right, welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. I'm seriously thrilled to have you here today because we're going to take an everyday, maybe even kind of boring habit and turn it into an absolute work of art. Today, we're looking at colorful rainbow salad ideas. You see, making healthy eating actually feel like a creative endeavor. It completely starts with understanding the real hard science behind what those vibrant colors actually do for your body. So get ready to totally change the way you look at your plate. Okay, let's dive right into this with a pretty simple question. Is your salad just green? Now, hey, don't get me wrong. If you're eating a big bowl of spinach or kale, you're getting a fantastic dose of vitamins and fiber, for sure. But if your bowl is completely monochromatic, well, you might actually be missing out on a massive, much broader spectrum of health. While green is a truly great foundation, staying purely in the green zone means you're literally leaving some of nature's most powerful health benefits right there on the table. You know, you've probably heard the advice to eat the rainbow a million times, right? But here's the thing. This isn't just a catchy phrase cooked up by wellness influencers. It is grounded in hard biological science. In nature, color indicates variety. So when you start deliberately tossing reds, oranges, purples, and yellows into your meals, you aren't just making a pretty dish. You're actually building a real multi-spectrum nutritional shield for your body. You're bringing in a whole new squad of protective compounds that your body absolutely desperately needs to thrive. So the crucial point here is understanding exactly what those colors represent. It really all boils down to one word: phytonutrients. These are powerful antioxidants and, okay, here is the fascinating part. They correspond directly to specific plant pigments. The very thing that gives a vegetable its bright, beautiful color is the exact same compound that protects your body from stress, fights off inflammation, and prevents cellular damage. So when we talk about eating the rainbow, we're really talking about taking in a massive variety of these specific, targeted phytonutrients. Let's move on and see how this builds, because these colors actually represent direct pigment to nutrient relationships. Let's just walk right through it. That bright red color, that signifies lycopene, a total powerhouse compound found in tomatoes. Moving over to orange, you've got beta-carotene, famously found in carrots. Down to purple, we see anthocyanins. Those are what give purple cabbage that incredibly deep, rich hue. And finally, yellow signifies lutein, which you can easily grab from some crisp yellow bell peppers. Every single color is basically a visual cue for a different type of biological armor. Honestly, think of it like a giant nutritional orchestra, where every single instrument plays a different but totally essential part. This is the whole concept of nutritional synergy. When you bring all these different colors, all these unique phytonutrients together in one bowl, they actually work better together than they do apart. It's like, well, just like a violin and a cello create a much richer sound together than they do playing solo, right? These colorful nutrients literally amplify each other's protective effects once they're inside your body. So, how do we actually put this science into practice? Well, it actually starts before you even set foot in the kitchen. We need a clear grocery strategy. Your ultimate goal when you're cruising the produce aisles should be to build a foundation of color right there in your shopping cart. As you're planning out your week, you want to purposefully pick at least one item from every major color group. This takes all the guesswork out of meal prep. I mean, think about it. If your cart looks like a rainbow, your salads naturally will too. Let's look at exactly what those foundation items can be. For red, picture the satisfying pop of bright cherry tomatoes, the crunch of sweet red bell peppers, or maybe some thinly sliced peppery radishes. For your oranges and yellows, grab some vibrant shredded carrots, diced yellow peppers, or even rich sweet cubes of roasted butternut squash. Then for purple, you want that beautiful contrast and absolute punch of flavor from shredded red cabbage or sharp red onions. And finally, your green foundation, a lush bed of spinach, arugula, or kale, all mixed with crisp cucumbers, snap peas, or creamy avocado. Now, what's really fun is moving directly from the theory straight into the kitchen. We've got our vibrant, crisp, raw ingredients ready to go, and now we're going to combine them into 3 distinct, mouth-watering mini narratives. These aren't just your standard, run-of-the-mill recipes. They are literal blueprints for how to assemble your nutritional orchestra in a way that tastes absolutely incredible. Let's kick things off with our first concept, the Garden Sunset Bowl. Just imagine creating a literal sunset right there in your bowl. Step 1, you lay down a fresh base of tender baby spinach and peppery arugula. Step 2, you toss in those bright red cherry tomatoes and beautifully shredded orange carrots. And then, step 3, you top the whole thing off with the golden glow of yellow bell peppers and just a little sprinkle of deep purple cabbage for contrast. It's visually stunning, it's intensely vibrant, and it's packed with an unbelievable variety of antioxidants. Now, our second concept is for those days when you need something a bit more comforting, you know? We call this one the Deep Earth Rainbow. This is just a wonderfully grounding option. You start with a simple base of mixed greens. Then, you add the ultimate red-purple powerhouse, roasted beets, perfectly paired with shredded golden carrots. Finally, mix in some sliced red radishes and a generous handful of fresh parsley. The depth of color here is incredibly rich, and let me tell you, the flavor combination of hearty roasted root vegetables paired with fresh, crisp greens, it's an absolute winner every single time. And for our third idea, we're taking a little vacation with the tropical rainbow. Here's a rule you should absolutely break. Do not be afraid to add fruit to your salad. Actually, scratch that. It's a must. You start with a base of robust bitter greens like kale. Then you immediately balance out that bitterness by adding sweet fresh fruit. Think vibrant mango, bright red strawberries, or super juicy orange segments. The sweet totally balances the bitter, and the resulting burst of bright colors makes this meal feel like a little tropical getaway right there in your bowl. And you know, this brilliantly illustrates a much larger point about our whole relationship with food. When you eat a bowl full of color like that, you are doing so much more than just biologically fueling your body. You're actually feeding your spirit. There's just something deeply, inherently joyful about sitting down to eat a meal that looks this beautiful. It elevates the whole experience. It takes a boring, obligatory, healthy lunch and turns it into a moment of true vibrancy, resilience, and straight-up magic in the middle of your day. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today, but I want to leave you with a direct challenge. The very next time you prepare a meal, I want you to ask yourself, how many colors can I realistically get into this salad? Like, can you gamify this process and actually hit all 5 major color groups in one single bowl? Try the rainbow strategy this week. Seriously, give it a shot. Thank you guys so much for joining me to explore this fascinating intersection of art and nutritional science. Until next time, keep your plates colorful, stay